Today we are examining the storage architecture known as RAID. This is not merely a way to store files, but the logical configuration that dictates how our operating system perceives physical storage. For CompTIA A+ certification, you must understand the specific trade-offs inherent in this architecture. We will analyze the four critical levels: RAID 0, 1, 5, and 10, determining whether a system prioritizes speed, redundancy, or a combination of both. RAID stands for Redundant Array of Independent Disks. At its core, this architecture combines multiple physical disk drive components into a single logical unit. The operating system does not see 5 separate drives, it sees one volume. The controller manages the distribution of data across these drives based on specific rules. To do their job, IT professionals must select the correct RAID level based on the client's need for performance versus data safety. We will analyze the three mechanisms used to achieve this: strapping, mirroring, and parity. Before examining the specific levels, we must define the mechanics. The first mechanism is strapping. Strapping segments data logically and creates a map to write these segments across multiple physical drives simultaneously. This increases performance because the read and write heads of multiple drives are working in parallel. However, strapping alone offers no protection. The second mechanism is mirroring. This operates on a strict policy of data duplication. Whatever is written to one drive is simultaneously written to the another, that if one component fails, the system continues to operate using the redundant drive. The third mechanism is parity. This is a mathematical representation of the data. Parity data is calculated and stored alongside the actual files. If a drive fails, the controller uses the remaining data and the parity information to mathematically reconstruct the missing bits. This allows for fault tolerance without the extreme storage cost of full mirroring. We begin with RAID 0. This level utilizes strapping exclusively. It requires a minimum of 2 drives. In this configuration, the controller splits data evenly across all available disks. Because the workload is distributed, read and write speeds are significantly increased. The drives access only what they need to do their job, working in tandem to fetch data. This makes RAID 0 ideal for high-performance workstations used in video editing or rendering where speed is a primary metric. However, RAID 0 possesses a critical flaw. It lacks redundancy. The 0 effectively stands for zero fault tolerance. If a single drive in the array fails, the entire logic volume is lost. There is no parity and no mirror to recover the data. It renders the volume functionally useless. Therefore, RAID 0 should never be used for critical systems where data availability is required. Next, we analyze RAID 1. This level utilizes mirroring. It also requires a minimum of 2 drives. In this architecture, the controller writes the exact same data to both drives simultaneously. The primary benefit here is for high fault tolerance. If one drive fails, the system operates without interruption, switching instantly to the mirror. The isolation is critical for servers containing sensitive data, such as authentication servers or financial databases. The trade-off for this security is storage efficiency. Because every bit of data is duplicated, you effectively lose 50% of your total physical capacity. Two 1 terabyte drives in a RAID 1 configuration yield only 1 terabyte of usable space, while read speeds can be faster. As the controller can read from either drive, write speeds are limited to the speed of the slowest drive in the array. Moving to a more complex architecture, we examine RAID 5. This is the most common configuration for business service because it balances performance, capacity, and redundancy. RAID 5 requires a minimum of 3 drives. It utilizes block-level strapping, similar to RAID 0, but adds distributed parity, unlike early RAID levels that stored parity on a dedicated drive. RAID 5 distributes the parity information across all drives in the array. If a single drive fails, the system does not crash. The controller uses the parity blocks on the remaining drives to mathematically reconstruct the missing data on the fly. The system remains operational, though performance may degrade until the failed drive is replaced and the array is rebuilt. Regarding capacity, RAID 5 is efficient. You only lose the equivalent of 1 drive's capacity to parity storage, regardless of how many drives are in the array. For example, in a 3-drive array, you utilize 2/3 of the total capacity. This makes it cost-effective for file service and application service that require high uptime. Finally, we analyze RAID 10, technically known as RAID 1+0. This is a nested RAID level that combines the architectures of RAID 1 and RAID 0. It requires a minimum of 4 drives. First, the drives are paired into mirrors, RAID 1 for redundancy. Then the data is strapped, RAID 0, across these mirrored pairs for performance. This provides the speed benefits of strapping with the redundancy benefits of mirroring. The architecture offers the best performance among the redundant RAID levels. It eliminates the calculation overhead required for RAID 5 parity, making writes significantly faster. However, the cost is substantial. Like RAID 1, you lose 50% of your total capacity to redundancy. This configuration is reserved for scenarios where input-output performance and absolute data safety are paramount, such as high transaction database service. To summarize the 4 pillars of this architecture, RAID 0 provides speed but no safety. RAID 1 provides safety but sacrifices the capacity. RAID 5 offers a balanced approach using parity. And RAID 10 combines speed and safety at a higher hardware cost. For the CompTIA A+ exam, remember that redundancy is a primary driver for implementing RAID in enterprise environments. By selecting the appropriate level, an administrator ensures that hardware failure does not result in data loss. To continue receiving technical breakdowns of operating system architectures and security principles, subscribe to the channel.